Good morning, everyone. I am Abhay Vikram Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of Horticulture, Janta Vedic College, Badod, Bagpat. And today we are going to discuss about very important topic, which is production technology of okra. So before going in detail about production technology, let's first discuss about the basic botany of okra. So it is also known as bhindi or okra. Its botanical name is Abel Moschus esculentus. It belongs to family Malvaceae. Diploid chromosome number is 2n is equal to 130. It is originated to Africa, and basically okra is a often cross-pollinated crop due to the presence of mechanism protogyny. So now coming to the economic importance of okra. In each 100 gram of fresh weight of okra, there is 89 gram of moisture, 10.4 gram of dry matter, 1.9 gram of protein, 66 milligram of calcium, 1.5 milligram of iron, and it is also rich in thiamine, riboflavin, and vitamin C. Its green fruits are added to curries, and it is also used in soups. So okra stem and roots can also be used to clean sugar cane juice in the process of jaggery making. Its seed is also a rich source of protein, like 20 to 24% protein is present in its seed, and it is also a rich source of edible oil, where 13 to 22% edible oil is present in okra seed. So its seed cake can be used as a animal feed as well. So now coming to the climatic requirement of okra crop. As we all know that okra require tropical climate, and there is also requirement of warm and humid type of climate for successful production. In the case of okra, it suffer use in both adverse conditions like drought and low temperature. So the optimum temperature for okra cultivation is around 20 to 30 degrees centigrade. But uh, at the time of germination, if temperature goes below 20 degree, germination hampers badly. So proper temperature for germination is a range between 25 to 35 centigrade. Great. And extreme high temperature during flowering time is also harmful in okra cultivation. So if temperature goes beyond 42-degree, flower drop problem also observed. So now coming to the soil requirement of okra. Okra can be grown in a wide variety of soil, like from sandy loam soil to clay. But sandy loam soil with good drainage facilities found best for okra cultivation. And the optimum pH range for okra cultivation is basically 6 to 6.8. Now coming to the sowing time and seed rate of okra. So the sowing time of okra in North Indian plains can be done in two seasons, like in summer spring crop where sowing is done in February to March, and in rainy season crop where sowing is done in June and July month. In hilly areas, it crop is sown mainly between April to July. But in South Indian climatic condition where climate is mild, so it can be grown around the year. The seed rate is also dependent on growing season. Like in the case of Kharif, where crop grow very well, seed rate requirement is low. But in the case of spring summer, where the temperature sometimes grow beyond below 20 degrees centigrade, so here seed rate is quite high as comparison to Rabi crop. And the spacing of the okra is also dependent to growing season and type of morphology of plant. Like in the case of branching type, the spacing of 60 to 30 centimeter, and in the case of non-branching type, spacing is 40. Spacing will be 45 centimeter is to 30 centimeter, means between plant to plant and row to row respectively. But in the case of spring summer season where plant growth is less, the spacing is kept closer, like it will be around 45 centimeters to 20 centimeter, or it can be also reduced. Now discuss about the nutritional management in the case of okra. So at the time of field preparation, around 20 to 25 ton of FIM must be incorporated at the time of last plowing. And in addition to this, we also incorporate nitrogen, phosphorus, potash at the dose of 125 kg, 75 kg, and 65 kg per hectare. And the dose may be applied in a sense that the whole nitrogen, half nitrogen, full phosphorus and potash should be applied at the time of field preparation, and the remaining 50% of nitrogen should be applied in two split doses. Like first dose is applied after 30 to 40 days, and second dose of nitrogen is applied at 45 to 60 days. Now coming to the improved variety of okra, there are several varieties developed in okra. Some of them have been introduced from foreign countries like Birkin Long Green, which was introduced from USA, and it well suits on hilly areas of North India. And second is Clemens spineless, which is widely adapted in all over India, and other selection varieties like Pusa Makhmali, Gujarat Bhindi 1, and CO1. And the hybrids are like Pusa Saoni, which adopt at a high pH and salinity condition. Arka Anamika, Arka Abhay. Arka Abhay and Arka Anamika are sister line, but Arka Abhay can be used as a ratoon cultivar. And other varieties are Punjab Padmani, which is resistant to YVMB, which is a serious viral disease. And other are Parbhani Kranti, Punjab 7, Varsa Upahar, and Hisar Unnat. There are also some mutant varieties developed using gamma rays, like MDV1, which is using gamma rays, is a mutant of Pusa Sauni, and other variety is Punjab 8, which was also developed using mutation treatment of Pusa Sauni, and it is resistant to YVMB disease and fruit and shoot borer pest. Now coming to the seed sowing. The seed sowing can be done using various methods like seed drills, hand digging. So seed which are sown on the ridge, they ensure proper germination of the seed. And on the ridge, if we sow seed on the ridges, there is also uh, advantage during rainy season where good facility of drainage is provided, and it also saves irrigation as well. And now coming to the irrigation requirement of okra. So if we take crop in rainy season, we have to irrigate crop when it requires. But in case of spring season, the water requirement much will be higher, and there will be the provision of regular supply of water at the interval of 4 to 5 days. And in the case of drip irrigation, there are several advantages over traditional method. Like drip irrigation saves 70 to 80% water, and there will be less chance of weed infestation. So next thing is weed control in okra. So weed can be controlled either the use of pesticides, I mean herbicides, or by 2-3 manual weeding. And if we are going for pre-emergence herbicides, like we can go with pendimethalin or chloralin at the rate of 1.5 kg or and 0.75 kg respectively. Both are pre-emergence herbicide. And now coming to the harvesting time and storage. So okra start harvesting from 45 to 60 days. It depends on variety and season. And plant harvesting, at the time of harvesting, the fruit shape should be 5 to 7 centimeter long, and generally after analysis it takes around 5 to 6 days to harvesting, and the average yield of okra is around 60 to 65 quintals per hectare during spring season, and the yield of rainy season is bit high when we compare it from summer season, which is 90 to 120 quintals per hectare. And after harvesting, if we are going to store it in cold storages, the optimum temperature requirement for okra will be 7 to 9 degrees centigrade, and the relative humidity must be 70 to 75% respectively. And there, if we cultivate okra, there are some physiological disorders appear. The main physiological disorder of the okra is poor seed germination. So as we had discussed earlier, the okra suffer in seed germination problem in the case of spring summer season. So in spring summer season, when the soil temperature goes below 15 degrees centigrade, germination problem occur. So for to avoid this problem, we can manage this problem by soaking of seed 24 hours before sowing, or we can soak seed in hot water at temperature of 45 degrees centigrade for 1 to 2 hours, or we can feed okra seed with alcohol as well. And other problems are like insect and pest management. In okra, there are basically 2 to 3 serious pests. One is fruit and shoot borer, where in the case of fruit and shoot borer, caterpillar of the insect feed on the growing point of the plant and bore young bud and young fruit. So to control fruit and shoot borer, we have to spray carbonyl or monocrotophos 0.1% at the regular interval of 10 to 15 days. And jacid or leafhopper is another big serious problem of okra. So jacid suck the sap from tender leaves and cause curling of leaf, and there is also symptom of burning effect. So to control aphid or jacid or leafhopper, we can grow with phosphomidone 0.5% solution. And now coming to another thing, that is disease management in the case of okra. So uh, the first problem is powdery mildew. Powdery mildew, in the symptoms will be like the lower surface of leaf blotches of white powdery coating appears. And to manage this disease, we can either spray 2 gram per liter of sulfur at the interval of 7 to 10 days, and depending upon the incidence of disease as well. Next very serious disease is yellow vein mosaic virus. So yellow mosaic, as the name suggests, it is a viral disease and it is transmitted by whitefly. So the infected leaf as well as fruit turn yellow, and fruiting is also affected on the virus affected plant. So to control yellow vein mosaic virus, we have to first identify where this which plant is affected. So we have to uproot and destroy the affected plant as soon as possible, and then we can go with the varieties which have resistance against YBMB, like Pusa Savani, Arka, Anamika, Arka, Abhay, etc. Or we can spray like systematic insecticide like imidacloprid 0.1% solution as and when the disease appears, to control the virus problem in okra. Thank you so much.